Draupnir. Geiri, Freyki. Sleipnir, Draupnir. Geiri, Freyki. Gungnir.
All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry about the delay. I had some mic complications, so are y'all able to hear me okay? I can see bells chanting up a storm. Sorry about the background. I apologize. This is all I fucking have at the minute because I'm still terrible at setting up a live, so this is what I have to go for. And I am terrified that I'm talking to nothing, so I fucking hate this delay. Yeah, so how are we all doing? Okay, you can hear me. That's fucking good. Ah. Right, we have a bit to talk about tonight. So, I'm going to try and make this a short little stream because I just fixed my sleep schedule and I don't want it to go bad. So, let's start off with the title of today's fucking live stream. Bing chilling. Thank you, Didi. So, Hujin. So, if y'all have forgotten who Hujin is, he's basically someone who I covered on this channel, I'd say like almost a month ago now. And we had a little altercation on Twitter, and he called me a predator, for lack of a better word. And I didn't like this very much. Now, you're probably all wondering, well, Simp, why in the fuck would he call you a predator? Well, short answer. He didn't like that I kept pointing out that he bet his wife. So he made up shit about me. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm bringing this up again. Well, it is because recently, thanks to nefarious means, whatever the word is, Hugin's docs was released. And with his docs being released, it also released his ex-wife's information. And do you want to know something funny? It was confirmed that Hugin not only bet his wife, that is true, it's been confirmed he is a wife beater, but also that he's on government benefits. Shut up, Bell. Of course. Antivirus. Thank you. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a cheap cunt. I don't pay for an antivirus. But fuck you, Bell. Anyway. That's all been but confirmed. Now, there's a little other tidbit that I'm saving for later. For those of you who haven't read into this whole Hugin debacle, then you're not going to be too informed on some of the goings-ons. But I will tell you this much. Everything that I said about Hugin and everything that Slug has said about Hugin has now just been confirmed to be 100% true. Now, what does this mean for the overall commentary scale? Well, it means two things. It means that Hugin is an insufferable fucking moron who has now been ousted, so we can pretty much say bye-bye to Hugin, and we can just say hello to a new day. However, it's not that simple, because that conniving little cunt, that conniving little bastard, was also scheming with Ruby and Maya. So this should put into a more of a condensed scale that anytime Maya recruits someone to her little fucking, her little inner circle, chances are they've done some devious shit. That's all been proven. Now, later on, we're also going to have, well, possibly, if the stars align and the gods will it, we will have Mr. Sen, and we'll have Gigi in here, and they're going to give their own thoughts on it. But for now, I want to talk about why everyone is so silent on this. Has anyone else noticed that? I think Slug earlier on his live stream, Slug summed it up perfectly. Where he said, all of you were ready to go after Slug when he did his shit, but comes out about Hugin now, a lot of you are out there defending him. And if you're among that list, if you're in here watching the stream, and if you're trying to figure out ways to defend Hugin or try to defend his horrible actions, I'll give you a piece of advice right now. Just don't do it. Don't do it. He's not worth it. I have a bunch of people in chat right now who some are aware of the situation that will tell you that he's not fucking worth it. In other news, where the fuck are the video simp? If y'all are wondering that, I can tell you. Nothing's been going on, so I decided to put out a small gaming video and, well, y'all let your fucking feelings on that one known. Some of you liked it, some of it didn't. I don't care. Now, imagine clout chasing with Hujin. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's the fucking thing with it. Of all of the people on this fucking platform that you could have chosen to clout chase off of and to run after, you pick a wife beater. Like, why? Like, why Hujin? Why him? You could have picked anyone. So there's a few people who are defending. Now, I'm not going to name names yet, but let's just say that there is a few people who like to talk about Hujin and who like to say, like, oh, he's a victim of circumstance. And it's like, Affinity Goku. Can I be you, motherfucker? Bell, what is up with you and Goku? You need to stop. No, but there's a few people who are trying to calm shit down with Hujin. Did you know that Shoddy got them apple? This is great. You can tell it's a fucking sim killer stream because nothing is ever on target. Nothing is ever on point. It's all over the place. I love it. But no. So the thing with fucking Hujin is that if you're gonna stand with Hujin and if you're gonna defend him, you're gonna end up at like the bottom of the food chain, like very fucking quick, because like he's a wife beater. It's been confirmed. He beat the fucking shit out of his wife to the point where she was literally running away. What kind of person does that? And then on top of that, what kind of man defends that? Like seriously, if you defend Hujin's actions, you got some issues. Also, on that particular fucking topic, when it comes to Hujin, have y'all seen him? I'm not gonna show it yet, not until we get our resident Mr. Sen and Gigi Evans in here, because I'm saving some of it for like as a little surprise, you could say, because I want some of the people who were not affected by Hujin, but who had a bit of a back and forth with him to get in here and get their piece in here. Like if Slug wanted to come in here, I would let him, because like, let's be realistic. Hujin is just a piece of shit who thought he could get away with so much fucking shit, and then it just turned out that he just couldn't, because like eventually it's gonna catch up with you all, right? It's like if you do enough bad shit, eventually you're gonna have a fucking slip, and then Sen's gonna come in with that big iron on his hip. No, but you know who I feel bad for in this situation, guys? I feel bad for his wife. Like, I pity Hujin's wife. Fuck off, Bell. Okay, I can't. He's trying to coax chat. Bell is trying to coax me into telling him to speak English. It's not happening. It is not happening, Bell. You're not gonna get me. All right. You're not gonna fucking get me. Although I know. Are you fucking using Google Translate? Okay. See, fucking ADHD brain. So yeah, no. The whole fucking thing is just seriously fucked, because there's actually... So, Hujin has a darker secret. Oh, hey, maid. Hujin has a fucking darker secret than just, being a confirmed wife beater. And I'm saving it until Sen and Gigi are here. Because it's a fucking... It's a very dark... I never knew this until, the fucking docs came out. But let's just say that Hujin might be pro-abortion. We'll say that much. I think that's enough to whet the appetite of curiosity. We'll just say that he's pro-abortion. If those of you who know, you know, and those of you who don't know, get ready, because you will find out soon. Yeah, so actually, you know what, while we wait, let's take a look at some other news. Because Sim Killer is a variety channel, and I'd be betraying myself if I didn't talk about other subjects other than Twitter Greek. So, have y'all seen that Fousey is having some meltdowns? Yes, he is using Google Translate, I fucking knew it. So, Mr. FouseyTube is having a bad time of it. He's paranoid, he's not having a good time, and he could drop dead at any moment. Right, there we go. That's the other segments covered so I can call myself a variety channel. Look at me circumventing. Aren't I just good at this anyway? So, now that Hujin has been dealt with, who's left? Who's the major players in this whole Game of Thrones, I guess you could say? Well, the only one really... What the fuck is my chat? What the fuck are you guys doing? You're like a bunch of toddlers. Would you calm down? Stop giving him sugar. What did you do with fucking How do you... I still don't know how to say his name. I'll be lucky if I'm still alive in an hour, mate. But no. So, the thing with Hujin is that, do you all remember what he said about... Actually, that's a good idea. Chat, give me 5 seconds. Here's what we're gonna do. A blast from the past. I'll be right back with you shortly. Alright, guys. Alright, so the surprise has been given away because I forgot that y'all could still hear my desktop audio. That is a bit of a problem that we need to remedy later. Right. So here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to review my video. That's right. Sim Killer is going to review Sim Killer's video. And we're going to have a look and we're going to see if anything if I've predicted anything, which I probably did, because anytime I talk about someone, I usually make a bunch of predictions. So we're gonna. I'm pretty much using this just to show y'all what he said about me on Twitter, so we can point and laugh of it. So without further ado, let us get into it, shall we? Guys, I know this looks bad. I said I wasn't gonna do another video on him, but I'm gonna have to because he exploded on Twitter. Give me a minute. I just realized I hate the fucking way I sound. Here to show you that he has. Okay guys, so today's video, we're going to be starting off, there's going to be a lot of screenshots though, by the way, just preface that, you might want to pause to read some of them. So we're going to put the first few on screen. Right. As you can see here, you can see Hooj and her... Right, real quick, I'm going to give y'all some more context on this. So I'll give you a bit more context on this. So pretty much, I was on Twitter haphazardly looking around, right? I was just looking around, I wasn't really looking for anything, you know, too interesting, right, guys? So pretty much, I came across the Belle. If you fucking don't stop speaking Irish, I swear to you now by the gods, we're gonna have. Okay, so I came across this, and as you can see fucking Hoojan calling women in particular a fucking, and I quote, you're defo a fatty. Now look. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just grew up in a different time, but like this is shit that you didn't typically do. Now keep in mind, I say that right. Hujin is around fucking 40 or 30 years of age almost. He's pushing 40, I believe, and this is how he's acting. So keep that in mind. This is Hujin, how he acts on Twitter. Now, if this is how he acts towards women on Twitter, imagine how he acts or acted to his wife, his ex-wife. This is the type of shit that he would fucking say. So, like, we can actually kind of build up a sort of fucking understanding of what type of person he was based on how his interactions with women usually went. If this is how Hujin is when it's a random woman online, imagine being married to this cunt. Like, imagine having to share a bedroom with this cunt. But no, we're going to continue. Harassing a bunch of women, which doesn't help his case when he's trying to tell people that he didn't beat his wife, which I'm very, very prone to bring up a lot around him, due to the fact that he's not... Hey, we got more fucking Hoogie screenshots here. I remember this night. This was so fun. So this motherfucker decides to go, There's not an audience here. Bring her friend and saying Lana W really cuts me deep, you know. Now, pay attention to that statement where he says bringing her friend and saying. That statement comes back to bite him in the ass later on in this video, right? So, yeah, and then he follows it up by saying, well, if you don't know my circumstances, then I suggest you be quiet. Because like everyone else, you will just look stupid once my strikes are gone. Not an insult when what's he even saying? Is anyone else seeing this fucking stupidity from him? You're gonna look pretty stupid. You know what? No, fuck it. Adrian, let's be fucking real here, right? You're the only one who looks fucking stupid here because you thought that nobody would ever discover the truth. A truth that everyone already fucking knew. Everybody already knew that. Well, me and Slug, Sen, and all that, we knew that you bet your wife. It was fucking obvious because you'd never once deny it. You'd go on about how, well, that's not true. It's not true. I couldn't have done that. And it's like, fucking hell. Like, Adrian, what were you gonna do? Like, seriously. Oh, and I know you have little spies watching my channel and, like, logging whenever I fucking tweet. So, everyone in chat, right now, let's go ahead and say, hi, stalkers, it's SimKiller. Yes. Go on, chat. Say hi to them. Because they're probably watching this now, you know, they're lurking in the background, creeping in the dark. So you might as well say hi to them now when they're looking over this fucking video and they look like fucking idiots when they realize, yeah, we're fucked. Hujans a fucking retard. Oh no, I said a bad word on YouTube. Well, there goes my channel. Alright, let's continue. Once confirm nor deny that it's true or not. So as you can see here, he's just being a total fucking weapon here. And it's like, dude, attacking a chick because of her size, like, bro, that's like lowest of the low due to some of the health complications that it could start. Like, you are something else. But I'll tell you what, these are like nothing in comparison to what's coming next. You are about to see Hujin on Twitter, and I need you to take a litmus test. Look at these screenshots to what he's like on Twitter, and then look at his YouTube videos, okay? So we're going to cut off here, and we're going to have a nice little image, and we're going to move on.
Little boy trying to get involved. Come on then, let's get involved, you prick.
So here's the thing here. He starts off on Twitter. This is where I come in. He starts off on Twitter by saying, like, I started off by saying, like, bro, you keep ducking me. Like, shut the fuck. I'll give you all more context on this one. Hujin hits like a girl, therefore it can't be domestic abuse. Oh, come on now. Bro, I shouldn't be laughing at that. It's actually fucking disgusting that he'd do that. But no, by the way, KSI, don't fucking sue me. It was 30 seconds, I swear. Right. So I jumped in here. The reason why I self-inserted myself here, there's a fucking reason behind it. It's because he kept saying that, like, he's not afraid of anyone, right? So I wanted to test him. So I jumped in here saying, you keep ducking SimKiller, get the fuck on. Now, here's what you don't know about this little altercation. He didn't know that this was me at the time. I'm like 40 to 50% sure that he didn't know that Twitter was mine. So keep that in mind when we go forward in a bit, because I think he assumed that he was talking to some fucking random. Because as you can see here, he said, I never heard of SimKiller, which anybody who's watched my shit or has looked at Hujin's shit or his Twitter knows that that's a barefaced lie. Because he downloaded one of my videos off of the same downloader that I use to pick up videos. So he knows it's me. He knows who fucking SimKiller is. He doesn't want to acknowledge SimKiller because SimKiller was ripping him a new fucking arsehole on fucking videos. And he didn't like that, so he wanted to pretend that yours truly and forever didn't exist. And like, yeah, no. He's pretty much a fucking, yeah, he doesn't know. He didn't know. He's a fucking idiot. That's the best way to describe him. He's a fucking ignorant idiot who doesn't research the people he's going, because anybody who knows me knows that this is my Twitter. Anybody who's like, I fucking linked some of my videos on that fucking Twitter, and the fact that he was like, oh, who's this random guy? I don't know who he is. It's like, dude, you fucking clearly know who I am. Or sorry, you clearly knew who I was. Otherwise, you wouldn't have people watching me. You wouldn't be telling franchise not to respond to me if you didn't know who I was. But that's only one of the many lies that he tells, as you're about to see. But he tried to say that he didn't even know me when he has one of my fucking videos downloaded. You cannot make this shit up. Now, he thought that video was Sen's, by the way, because Sen was in my video or live stream. He assumed that Sen made this, which it bothered me. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This bothered me a lot because I always knew that people were ducking me. Certain people were ducking me, right? So when I fucking seeing this, and then him saying like, "Oh, you go right ahead, Sen," I was furious because it's like, oh really? So not only you're gonna duck me now, but you're gonna pawn my video off as if Sen done it. And Sen even told him on Twitter, by the way, that like, hey, credit my fucking friend. It's not even my. This just goes to show his lack of like baseline human intelligence. It's like, Hujin, how the fuck are you gonna turn around and say that you're the smartest person in the room and you can't even read a fucking channel name? You fucking dope. You fool. How can you sit there and say that you're super intelligent when you can't even read, you fucking moron? This is the type of idiot that we're dealing with. And then for some weird goofy reasons, he brings this up, some edgy shit I said on Twitter when I made this account back when I was 14, as if this is a good point to argue. And I'm just kind of like, that's it? Like, okay, like, you do you, bro. So then, in response to this, I decided to put this up here, just to remind them. Ah, yes. Right, so for those of you who were confused about this screenshot, so I decided to point out that, so you know the way that he's in love with Matt Pitt, right? For some reason, Hujin has this weird obsession with Matt Pitt. I wanted to point out that Maya was saying that she wants them cancelled. Maya was pretty much saying, cancel. What the fuck are they called? I'm so sorry, Matt. I completely forgot what your shit was for a second. Now recording. They wanted now recording pretty much gone. And fucking Twitter dick here decides to fucking say, I think cancel them. Disgusting people. Keep in mind, Matt Pitt, now recording. Same fucking shit. What the fuck? Don't end racism because I'll always stay winning in every... Why do I feel like you're trying to get me to say this fucked up shit? Y'all people are something else. I love my fucking chat. But yeah, pretty much he was being a fucking retard here. Like, that's the only way to fucking describe it. Like, the fucking moron central. Don't you sim for Maya? And of course, he got so rocked so bad, as you can see, he stumbled in his spelling, bro. He was caught with his fucking socks off, bro. He could not believe that I had the audacity to bring this up. He was talking about edgy shit I've said in the past. Look who you trying to fuck. A fucking pedophile who wants to beat the shit out of kids and fuck them. I'm just throwing... It's a kind of ironic that he wants to fuck a pedophile who wants to beat the fuck out of kids, right? Do y'all not see the parallels? Maya wants to beat kids. Hujin beats his wife. Just saying. I'm not saying the N-word. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare, Belle. Don't you fucking dare. That out there, bro. We are not comparable. Hey, everyone. You want to see how deluded he fucking is? Look at this. This is him simping in full fucking force. I want everyone to look at this, and I want you all to bask in this and really take this in, that he was defending Maya. He was defending Maya because she was hot. Keep that in mind for later. Hey Chad, what's good? Now, another funny thing about this is that here's Hujin's good logic. Now, I'm gonna fucking dismantle this really quick for you. Lol, she's a pedo because she made an edgy joke, then Sen would be a pedo also by your own definition for sending lolly. Now, guess what, guys? I'm gonna say it here again, because it's gonna come up later, so I'm gonna say it here now for you all to or hear, I should say. Sen cannot be a pedo. Sen is not a pedo because those screenshots and that doc that everybody likes to bring up was fake. And it's been fake. It is a false. Okay, Bell, that's fucking dangerously close, but I'll let it slide. It was proven to be bullshit, yet people always want to bring it up whenever Sen's in a room as a gotcha argument, and it's an old one. So can we please, anybody who doesn't like Sen, can we just move on from calling him that, because it makes you look silly. Like, come up with new material. Course, right? And his response to it is, what? You posting my good logic? Like, you're talking about Sen here. Sen shit was made up by some German fuck. Because when has Sen ever spoken German? You fucking retard. On that fucking docs, or not docs, that fucking, like, folder that you have on Sen that you adore so much. It was made up by some German fucking freak, dude. That's first of all. Your logic is true. Then I decided to point out the negativity in his stupid ass flaw, right? And he's like, no, it wasn't. I get he's your buddy. Oh, this is another fucking straw man that he brought up. It's like, I get that he's your buddy, but like he has a thread on Kiwi Farms. No, he doesn't. Sen never had a thread. As far as I know, he never had a thread on Kiwi Farms. At least none that I could see, so that's wrong. And like, he's just so retarded. I think that was the best way. That is the fucking best way to describe Hujan, is that he's such a fucking spurg that just says shit. Hujan just talks. He likes to fucking run his mouth and say that, yeah, he's a dumbass. Like, he likes to talk and say the first thing that comes to his head, and then when it makes him look like an idiot, or somebody calls him out, like on Twitter, shall we say, for it, he starts fucking arguing with himself. And it's so pathetic to watch, because anyone with a brain cell knows damn well what he's doing. He's just trying to affirm his own fucking stupidity. Because name me the last fucking time he's ever said something smart. The only time he said something smart when it came to a school spelling bee, and that's being generous. I will keep putting it out there. You know your buddy has a thread on Kiwi Farms? No, he fucking doesn't. That was a fucking lie. And then I brought up the fact that he beats his wife and all that shit. He said, am I meant to be upset, so edgy, so scared? And look at that. He doesn't deny the accusations that he bet his wife. Not once. He never denied it, because it turns out, my beautiful and good choice of a channel audience, he doesn't deny it because it was 100% factually the truth. It was factually the fucking truth. It's now proven, too, that he bet his wife. He also done something else, which is going to come up soon. Remember when he called me a pedo without proof? Yeah, guess what? Once we get to that part, that's gonna bite him in the ass. Has he ever denied it in this entire context? But we're gonna keep this going. Like, you're so full of shit, Hujin. You're a fucking grifting, lying spurg, bro. So as you all know, this shit would keep on continuing. So this is the next set. So as you can see here, he tries to bring like the autism shit into it because of my low intelligence. Okay, so I'm going to give y'all a fun fact here. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm just going to say it anyway. So, it's funny how he calls out, you know, displaying intelligence levels of severe autism. Hey, Hujin, do you want to know something funny here, Adrian? Whatever the fuck your name is, I don't fucking care. Do you want to know something funny about me? Is that not only were you being a complete fucking idiot here, but you're absolutely right. I actually have autism, and you got your fucking ass handed to you by a dude with autism, you fucking ignorant moron. How does that make you fucking feel that an autistic person handed your ass to you? How does that make you fucking feel, you little small dummy? You small, wife-beating man. How does it make you feel that you got intellectually ass-handed by someone with autism? You fucking moron. But no, he's going to look at that, he's going to say, oh, so you are autistic, so that proves my point. Yeah, it also proves my point that you got your ass handed to you. Which is funny, and I decided to point out he's fucking flexing his own ego. He needs to get himself some pussy that he won't be. Shut the fuck
and he
up,
says
Bell.
He's probably had far more putting.
Nah, that's just Ruby and Maya on your dick, because you were on Twitter begging them. Hey, Auric, because I know you're in the chat. There it is there. Look what he said. Probably had far more pussy than you by the sounds of it. That's what he said. Listen, I've seen that McDonald's hairline. The only pussy you got was at a fucking cat shelter. And for a fucking follow, bitch. Don't try and say that you fucking weren't. You were on your hands and knees praying for a follow from Ruby and Maya. And you fucking know you were. And I can prove it too. Yeah, I was about to say Steve here. You're such a fucking dumbass, bro. You're done. So this next set is actually quite funny, guys, when you fucking look at it. So take a look at this. He decides to ping Ruby and Maya, and they don't jump in at all at that night. They just let... So, remember what I said to y'all, I think at the start of this, where Hujans said, like, oh, you had to call in your friend to help you. Not fucking Hujin. Adding Maya and fucking Ruby to try and get him, or to get them, I should say, on my ass. Hujin, let's just say that they did come to your rescue. Let's just say, hypothetically, that they came in and backed you up. You think that's gonna stop me? You think two women is gonna stop me? You really think that those two pathetic wretches are gonna make your case better? Or they're gonna be able to come up with a good argument against me? Did you forget that these two people are the same people that I ripped apart already? You fucking dummy. Not to mention that, like, when I called this out, like, if he wants to tag out, he can. He fucking takes it as an ego hit. He's like, this is the internet. I'm not obligated to sit here and answer you, especially when you clearly have the intelligence of a tard. What? Like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to when you say that, Hujin? You talking to me? The only tard I see is your fucking dumbass who can't seem to intellectually word his way out of an argument with a fucking autistic person. What the fuck are you talking about? How the fuck am I the tard in this situation? Like, you're a fucking moron. Not to mention that he brings up me defending Sen, who's a self-admitted lolicon. Hey, do you know what self-admitted means, Hujin? Do you have any idea what the definition is? I'll give you a quick summary just so your brain doesn't explode on you. Self-admitted means that he, on his own behalf, admitted that he did this stuff. Now, Sen can't be a self-admitted lolicon because he, one, never admitted it, and two, he didn't do it. He never did it. So how can he be self-admitted when he has nothing to self-admit to? Once again, proving your intellectual deficiency on full swing. Left him high and dry, and I was like, just tag out then if you That's need to. true, Like, Auric. tagging out, I'm not obliged to do blah blah blah, right? And then he tries to say, oh, you are defending Sen, a self-admitted lolicon. Oh, there's another bit of slander. He's never admitted to it because he's not. Because if the document was fake, it was made up. That's what I was trying to tell you, you dumb fucking cunt. That's what I've been trying to tell you, Hujin. You're a fucking idiot. Oh my god. And you know what, people? That's not even the best part. Keep watching. The best part is to come. Here's the best part of his fucking snakery on
Here it
screen.
is,
So he tries
boys.
to do the typical Twitter thing of being like, bro, do you know what I do for a living? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I clearly... So, okay, again, I don't know why he added this in of, do you know what I do for a living? Well, evidently you do fucking nothing considering you're on fucking government benefits, so I'm going to assume that you just sit in your fucking room all day whacking it to fucking anime porn. Second of all, what would that matter in this context? You just said that it's the internet and you don't care, and then you bring in what you do for a fucking living. What does that have to do with anything, you fucking idiot? And it's a good look trying to make that stick. I don't need to make anything stick. You bet your wife. She's admitted it and she proved it. You bet your fucking wife. That's second of all. Third of fucking all, here's you being a fucking idiot, wishing Matt Pitt well 1 second, and then when you're talking to Maya, you're condemning him. Do I need to say any more on this? No, I think we'll move on to the next slide. Struck a nerve here. How about you talk about how you're wishing Matt Pitt well 1 second, but then hoping that he gets cancelled when you're talking with Maya? Do you want to talk about that, buddy? Do you want to bring up the fact that you're a twisted fucking snake, bro? Like, you're such a fucking idiot. And you call yourself a king troll? You know what? I'm getting bored of this. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna skip ahead a small bit to here. Hey, I dominated you on Twitter, and I'm doming you here. Dude, you should have quit.
Oh, because he
You just
probably
said, "I'm not
faked
gonna
it,
waste a
see."
keyboard type on you," but he proceeded to. Now get ready for this next one. This one is quite heavy. So as this went on, Hujin knew he was losing. So Hujin decides to do the most disgusting thing that you can do on the internet. And he decided, in front of everyone, to flat out falsely accuse me of talking to minors. This here, so y'all heard me a few minutes ago when I said, "Hey Hujin, you calling me a predator, that's gonna bite you in the ass later." This is it here. So, on top of him being on benefits and a confirmed wife beater, there's something else on that list. Now, I'm going to be very careful of how I word this, because this is actually some real heavy shit. And this is something that Hujin's wife said on her Facebook. Now, as I said, I'm going to be very careful about how this is worded. There is a rumor, or there is something that was said on his wife's Facebook, that his wife allegedly miscarried when she was pregnant before she got out of that relationship. It is implied that when Hujin was beating his wife, he may have caused a miscarriage. Now, I don't know how true that is, because as I said, it's on a Facebook post. But that's what I read. That's what was implied at the time. I could be completely wrong, which is why I'm wording it in a really delicate way. If that is not true, then Hujin was lied about on that one particular thing. However, if it is true, and he did indeed do this, Hujin, you are in no position to critique anyone if you caused a miscarriage, buddy. You are in no position. And the only reason why I'm not going ballistic over that is because there's people in my house that are asleep. That type of stuff makes me deeply, deeply angry. It makes me deeply angry because Hujin, you're not a saint no more. You're not innocent. You caused a small child who wasn't even born yet to die, allegedly. You have some fucking nerve. You have some balls to turn around and to accuse people of being predators, of being horrible people, when that knowledge is out there now. You have some nerve to call yourself innocent and a victim. You have some nerve to insinuate that you are being maliciously targeted when that knowledge is out there. How dare you claim lies and malice that your wife is lying about you, or your ex-wife? Why would she lie about that? It is disgusting for you to sit there and to call her a liar when we have more than enough ample proof to give her the benefit of the doubt. You do not deserve a platform. You do not deserve to be on the internet, and you most certainly do not get the right to point fingers at people when that knowledge is out there. When there is some shred of proof that this happened. How do you sleep at night? How do you do it? Knowing that happened. Like, I'm in shock. When I read that part, I was in shock, chat. Again, I don't know how true it is, because as I said, it's only in one section of the Facebook posts. But again, it's sickening. It's disgusting. A small child's life wasn't even born yet. Ended by some fuckery, some chicanery by that little fucking dickhead. He has the audacity then. And you know who this really looks bad on? Do you know who this fucking looks bad on? Maya and fucking Ruby. You fucking two probably knew about this too, didn't you? Maya, Ruby, and Steve, you probably fucking knew he done this too. And you stayed silent. Because it benefited you. Fucking benefited you. You probably fucking knew he done this. The miscarriage thing aside, you knew he probably done this to his wife. You knew he was like this, and you still gave him the opportunity to get some clout off of you. You all go after Sen because he's argumentative and he says horrible things that hurt your feelings, but then you will put Hujin on this pedestal, on this whole fucking martyrdom of people attacking him, of people unfairly treating him. But you probably knew this shit happened, and that's what I can't wrap my head around. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Again, I don't know if this is like Hujin, fucking no, you know what? No, fuck you. I'm not talking to you as Sim Killer. Adrian, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're a human being. And you did this. Allegedly, you did this. If it's true, if it's fucking true, I'm not covering you again. I'm not giving you that recognition if you actually fucking did do that. If you caused a miscarriage, I fucking promise you now. I promise you fucking now, the gods will deal with you. I pray to all of the gods that you find some way to work through that. That you actually come clean about it and save any shred of dignity that you have left. Because that's ridiculous. You sit here and you call people like Sen out. You call people like Slug out. And I'll admit, Slug back in the day, let's all admit it now, chat. Slug back in the day, he was someone else, right? If you pissed Slug off back in the day, you would find out about it. But how dare you, Hujin? How dare you try and say that Slug is such a horrible person when you did this? How fucking dare you, moral grandstand? You're not a man, you're a fucking monster, you're a thing. And I'm telling you all this now, for everyone here who's watching this, I don't care who watches this, if you associate with Hujin and you know about this, or if worse, if you had prior knowledge of this and you kept it to yourself, you're just as bad. Not only are you just as bad, you deserve to also be deplatformed. Because how can anyone take you seriously as a commentary creator if you would sweep something like this under the rug? This is deplorable, it is degenerate, and it is a shameful display of commentary at the moment. If any of you knew about this, and if you covered it up, you're just as bad, if not worse than him. It's a shameful mockery and a shameful display of this fucking commentary community. The fact that some of you would defend him, and yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going off now. Like, normally I would finish the video out, I would make jokes, but I'm sorry, I cannot make jokes at this point because of how serious the fucking subject matter is. Any of you who defend him, any of you who fucking turn around and give him the benefit of the doubt, fuck you. And I mean that. Go and fucking rot in a hole. Because, if you are able to justify that, if you are in any way able to justify baby killing in any fucking capacity, then you are just as bad. Again, as I said, allegedly, because we all know what Hujin's like, right? Well, he's not going to admit this. He might admit the beating allegations. He might admit the whole benefits thing, but we all know that he won't admit to this, so I'm going to have to keep saying indefinitely until or allegedly indefinitely, until he decides to be a man and admit it. But again, if this is fucking true, Adrian, No, as I said, you know what, I'm more concerned about the people who covered this up or who are trying to cover this up. Like, whoever is, if you try to fucking cover this up, I promise you now, I fucking promise you now, if I catch anyone trying to defend him or cover this up, I will personally go out of my way to expose every single fucking one of you. And I promise you that now, on all the gods, on the All-Father, I will make it my sole fucking mission to make sure that you all get exposed for covering up that kind of monstrosity. I promise now. You all should be calling him out. The fact that you are all so quiet on this, the fact that you are all so fucking casual about this is a fucking joke. It is an actual fucking joke. The amount of, like, because Slug was right. I'll agree with Slug on this one thing, where Slug said, where were all of you when Slug was getting harassed by all of his fucking minions? Where were you when I was being accused of that false shit by him? Where were all of you fucking commentary creators when Hujin was running rampant harassing people? You were fucking nowhere. It was me, Slug, and Sen that were on him and were calling him out for it. You were all nowhere to be seen. You were like little fucking cowards hiding under a rock because you didn't want to go after him. Well, here you go. It's his wife admitted that he did, in fact, beat her. So, there you go. You can go after him. But you're all still fucking quiet. Why defend him? He's done nothing for you. He's a leech. He's a parasite on this website. He's an absolute parasite. And you still defend him. Where are your morals, your values now? Like, even Matt Pitt was calling him out for his sheer stupidity. Even Matt Pitt was saying, like, Hujin's a fucking... I'm just saying, if any of you fucking support him, and I'm looking at, you all know when I say that, if you all know who I mean, I'm referring to, like, Ruby, Maya, Steve, and Pika. If you motherfuckers support him after all of this, there's something wrong with you all. How can you sit there and condone and you know what? It's not even just him causing a miscarriage, allegedly. It's not even him doing that. It's the whole doxing, ruining people's lives, trying to get blackmail on people, harassing people. Why the fuck did we all stand for that? I didn't anyway, and I know there's a lot of you in chat who didn't. I'm not blaming you guys. I'm not getting preachy at you guys, because I know that none of you would stand for this either. But why did the rest of commentary put up with this? Like, if you take away the whole miscarriage, Hujin was already a fucking piece of shit to begin with. So, like, why the fuck was that tolerated? I agree with you there. Like, he is not a fucking victim by any iota. And I used to laugh and joke about it. Like, you know, Hujin, like, he was a spurg, he was a moron, haha, funny. I used to sit there, laugh and joke about it. But after everything that I've seen now in the last 5 to 4 hours, after everything I've seen, I'm not laughing anymore. Like, I'm not laughing anymore. Like, like, as I said, in my own culture, in my own religion, children are venerated. Children are your bloodline. They are the next generation within the Ossetru people. And if you were to do something as cruel, as something as degenerate, as to take your own child's life, even before they were born, it's disgusting. It's but no, he's not going to admit to it. You're right, Belle. I understand your frustrations. But as I said, if this is true, and you know what's funny is that I have no reason to believe that's not true. But if this is true, you need to delete your shit, Hujin. You need to get off this platform, because there's no place for that in commentary. There's no place for that in life. There's no fucking place for that. That's disgusting. It's horrible. And it's like I started this stream off in high spirits. You know, like I started off being like, yeah, I'm just gonna go over this stuff, and then that's gonna be the end of it. But now I'm just kind of like, no, fuck him. Now, I'm going to say this again to everyone in chat, just so that you are aware that this is all alleged. This is all alleged, right? But still, given who the fuck we're dealing with, it would not fucking surprise me in any fucking capacity that it's true. Given the fact that he lied about... Given the fact that he lied about not beating his wife... Given the fact... And, chat, do you know what's fucked up? Do you all remember when he apparently was going around lying about having a son? You don't think that that's what he was fucking talking about, right? Because he lied about having a fucking kid, and then I hear about this from the ex-wife's Facebook page. You all don't fucking... You're not thinking what I'm thinking, right? Fucking awful, awful situation. Again, some of you are probably not used to me going off, given the, given the whole happy-go-lucky demeanor that I always try to put out there. But there's some situations when it comes to Hujin that it just really gets under my... Hey, Mr. Sen, how you doing? But no, again, it's all alleged. Don't know if it's true. However, I have plenty of reasons to believe that it's not false. So yeah. Careful what Hujin says. He has a tendency to lie. Now, the thing with this whole thing with Hujin, this kind of changes the whole dynamic of the situation, because when it was just him lying about beating his wife or not beating his wife, where he said that he didn't do it, that's one thing. But when it comes into this whole miscarriage situation, when it comes to that situation, that changes a lot of shit. That changes this from a silly internet thing to a fucking moral issue. Now, the one thing that we need to take away from this is that that fucking Hujin's a fucking liar. So even if fucking Hujin says that, yeah, no, none of this is true, you were wrong about that, how the fuck do we know that? How the fuck do I know? Well, like, what's the insurance that you're not lying about this? Like, what's the insurance that you didn't cause this? And that's a trick question, chap, because there's no insurance, because he's a fucking liar. Like, you wouldn't trust him with anything, would you? At the end of the fucking day. Because, like, if he's lied about all that shit, he definitely will lie about this, right? There's no fucking excuse for this shit, like... And the fact that fucking Ruby and fucking Maya fucking, like, allowed him into their circle, that just shows their character. That just shows their fucking character in full fucking view. They would allow a wife beater into their circle. And I know for a fact that they probably knew it was true too. It's a fucking joke. It's honestly a joke that these people are able to have platforms on the internet and somehow have this form of, like, relevancy. It's like, it's really fucking funny to me, because there's people on this fucking site that have been cancelled for less, I should say. People on the website have been... I mean, look at Sen, for example. Sen was almost fucking cancelled off of the back of a lie. Like, do y'all remember that? Fucking Sen was accused of, like, distributing that fucking lolly shit when there was no proof of him actually doing it. There was no proof of him even like showing any interest in that shit. There was no proof of it, and he was cancelled for it. Yet here comes Hujin, where it's proven that he was a wife beater, and it was also proven, or allegedly, that he caused like a fucking miscarriage, and nobody is picking up on it. Like, this shit is front page material. Do you know what it boils down to, chat? It boils down to, this is why I have issues with commentary. This is where a lot of my issues with commentary come from. Commentary isn't about proving who's right or who's wrong. Commentary is about proving wrong who you hate the most. That's kind of what commentary is turning into. It's about Oh, we're getting a call. Hold on, chat.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, we got Gigi on the line now, chat. So Gigi is going to be here to balance my anger a bit.
Well, I didn't even know you were streaming right now. I just checked.
No, it's all
like,
good.
fuck.
Oh, no, you're fine. You needed your rest. I started like ages ago just to get the seats warmed.
Alright.
Yeah, no, so I just went over the whole possible miscarriage thing.
Yeah.
And like I'm just appalled by it,
Yeah, let me just point one thing out. Like, everyone hates Maya for being a domestic abuser, but now they're going to defend Hugin for also being a domestic abuser.
It's sick. It's fucking disgusting. It's like, as I said, commentary has turned into about proving wrong who you hate more. Because it's like, like, you laugh, right? But remember that shit with Sen. There was never proof. There was never proof that he distributed lolly. There was never any proof that he even had any interest in that sort of thing. But for some fucked up reason, because people didn't like Sen, it turned into, yeah, he did it. But then, when it comes
and they
out...
had 3 years.
Yeah,
they had
three
years to provide proof for that.
But then, it comes out that Hujin is a proven wife beater. He lied about not being on benefits. And then, he caused a possible, I say possible, allegedly, fuck you, Hujin. He then possibly caused a miscarriage, and nobody is batting an eye to it.
There is no possibility. Like, causing stress, like being a domestic abuser, will cause a miscarriage.
Oh, don't get me any more angrier than I already am.
So, like, we're not accusing him of pushing his wife down the flight of stairs, and that's what caused. It's like, no, stress can literally kill the baby inside the womb.
It's an inadvertent thing, Hujin. Don't think you're fucking clear of guilt. Like, don't start fucking dancing on the street. Hooray! Hooray! I didn't cause it, because you still inadvertently could have. You ain't slick.
Here's the thing. I'll be more than like assuring myself of calling him a child killer at this point. A baby murderer, like what all the fucking leftists did to the Vietnam veterans. He's a baby murderer.
It's just disgusting because, as I said, like, I started off the stream kind of just being memey about it, and then as the stream went on, I was like, I'm gonna have to cover this. I was like, I'm literally gonna have to explain to like a chat room of like 8 or 6 people that, yeah, so this man caused the death of a child. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and somehow he's allowed in the commentary community to do all the stupid shit he's been doing.
Yeah, it's like, I have to then explain that to people, that, yes, this man, he caused the death of a small child who wasn't even born yet. And he's allowed to do what he wants.
I think if Peepaw actually had been confronted with that bit of evidence, or at least that kind of inference, I don't think he'd be defending Hugin like he is now,
well, no,
or
that's,
even
that's
D-Max
his own,
for that matter.
That's his own stupidity of ignorance. Because that's what it is. They don't want to look around for it because they want to defend who they like the most.
Yeah, and again, it's like if you're going to forsake your own morals on certain issues just because you like this person over another person, you're a fucking idiot at the end of the day. there's obviously favoritism, and I wouldn't doubt, like, given how doxers like to make deals with people, I'm pretty sure Hugin has made deals with Peepaw in the background. I don't know about D-Max, but after Hugin sent Peepaw that fucking pizza, that means, like, he has his information.
Yeah, it's a fucking joke, and it's like Hujin, you can only blackmail and fucking intimidate your way for only so long. It's like, fucking remember that now. It's catching up with you. You have nothing on me. Remember that. You have nothing on Gigi
Yeah, and
either.
here's the funny thing: it's like it's always a hot button issue. Like when I was making fun of him, and he threatened to face dox me and everything because I was making fun of him for being a domestic abuser. And he always came at me like under Matt Pitt's tweets because he always has to get like the attention of Matt Pitt.
Yeah, I said that in the stream that he has this weird infatuation with Matt. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like, but then, do you know what it is? It's like this fucking stalker girlfriend syndrome. Because it's like, one minute, he's like, oh, Matt, I'm your biggest fan, blah, 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 right? And then the next minute, oh, yeah, fuck Matt Pitt, cancel him. Maya, give me that puh.
If anything, he's kind of like the male version of Maggot Edits in that regard.
That's actually a really good analogy, you know?
Well, I mean, you've seen how Maggot Edits works on Twitter, right? She'll love you one day and then hate you the next, and it's all playful.
Fucking Zukaru. What the fuck is your name? Tim said in the chat, why did they accept him? It's so fucked up. Hujin is a social I assume that's sociopath. He's a liar,
Yeah,
a wife beater, blackmail people. Sorry, but he's a criminal. Well, yeah, pretty much by definition.
Yeah, it's just like even with my comparison to Maggot Edits, it's no shade at Maggot Edits. It's just that when Huge does it, it comes off as a mental disorder.
Like the whole fucking thing is disgusting. It's really. Oh, Dee Dee just said, I don't know, but franchise did ban Ryan on what looked like Pika's word only. That was kind of concerning. Fucking franchise.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, franchise, you little fucking conniving dickhead. If you still associate with Hujin, you're next. I promise you that now.
Fucking franchise chose like both Steve and Hugin over Sin.
Franchise, you're so let me get this straight. So rather than just sticking around with us, right? So franchise chose. Let me put to you this way: franchise could have chose myself, Sen, and Gigi here. Do you know who franchise chose to align with? A fucking child killer.
A pedophile too, with Zero.
That too. If you all needed any more proof that franchise is as dumb as pig shit, there you go. He would literally choose to align himself with a borderline criminal and another. No, they're both fucking criminals, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't know. Even if you go with the whole like he's a child killer, aspect of all of this with the miscarriage, I don't even know what the laws are in the UK if he was able to skirt by because of how they regard like the death of a child within the womb. Because here in the States, it's considered like, in most states, not federally, of course, it's considered as like it's not considered as murder. But if you are drunk driving and you kill a pregnant woman, whether they're a pedestrian or in a car crash, then you also get charged with the murder of a child.
Oh no, I can tell you now. I live next door to the cunt, as in like country, right? I can tell you this now. If he laid his hands on her and that caused that death, he'd be under the prison in England. He would be like under the fucking prison. He'd be in the newspapers. He would not be able to live a normal life.
Wouldn't he be in the bell tower?
The bell tower. He'd be under the fucking. He'd be on top of the bell tower. Like he would be completely fucked. And I think the only reason why he got away with it is because the wife didn't want to go to like court over it because she was intimidated. Which isn't her fault.
Well, I mean, she went to court because of the divorce.
Yeah,
and
true.
I guess she was even. Plus, I don't even think, given like most domestic violence situations, like I don't think she did it willingly. I think she had to be coerced into doing it
it's a
by her family.
Situation. As I said, I'd love to get in contact with her and hear her side. because it's like,
Well, apparently Slug has. You could
oh,
try asking him to do it for you, like
I,
give him a set of questions, and then he could hit
oh
her up and
yeah,
then ask him.
I just might do that. Ayo, Slug, I'll be in your DM soon. But no, like this is beyond fucked up because people still want to associate with him, and it's like I used to say that he peaked at Salvo. Now I say he peaked at life at this point because like he's a fucking piece of shit. It's like there's just no way about it. It's like how can you do all of this and then call
I
yourself
mean,
a commentary like creator?
think of it like this: it's you know that whole situation where Keem had the SWAT doxer on
Uh,
and got him arrested.
yes.
Okay, basically what these people are doing is the exact attack that Ethan Klein levied at fucking Keem for like having a friendly conversation with a dude who got another dude murdered by swatting. You know, it's basically like they're having a guy on who is a verified domestic abuser at this point, could have possibly killed a child through his domestic violence. And they're like, "Oh no, parking tigers is worse." It's
No.
just it's like the dumbest fucking reasoning imaginable. It's a rework of the entire situation, devoid of any truth.
Do you know what I don't understand? I don't understand why. See, I can understand like how or like I can understand why they would try to defend him, but what I can't understand is how you could. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there are people who still defend O.J. Simpson.
Yeah,
Surprisingly,
yeah,
I know.
but that's fucking different. You see, O.J. Simpson, he was a fucking murderer, and you see, there is some plausible deniability on his part because there's a large majority that said it was his son that did the killing, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Hujin directly
Well,
did this.
well, I mean, that's the funny thing about it is like there are multiple theories as to who actually did it, but like most of the evidence just links back to OJ.
It's just, it's so fucked. I couldn't even finish like the little fucking video thing when I was reviewing the old video I done on him as like a little fucking victory lap, right? I couldn't even finish that
Yeah,
because like the whole thought process of like, nah, he fucking possibly killed a fucking child. I'm not gonna fucking make a meme out of this. Fuck him.
yeah, and he's the one who's calling you a pedophile in that thread.
Yeah, he calls
It's like,
me.
what's this I'm hearing about you touching children?
Yeah, it's like you
What
really.
the
It's like
fuck?
it's like Hujin, you really want to fucking go there, fucking baby killer? It's like you really want to fucking talk about. It's like, oh, what do I hear? What am I being told that you talk to minors? What do I hear about you killing minors?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, maybe we should make a meme just with one of those pictures of Hugin and just say the face of a baby killer.
Yeah,
See if that gets any traction at this point. Like, I mean, I don't think Peepaw or D-Max or any of the other fucking assholes are going to be going at parking tigers once they like realize how who the fuck they're defending. Like, deep down, these people are twigs. They'll go with the current, like wherever the wind
I
blows.
mean it's gonna be on them though, and it's like, oh fuck, I just defended a fucking baby killer. Like that's on them.
Because you could literally make an argument like, you know, stress can kill a baby in the womb. Like,
Yeah,
and if this dude is domestically abusing his partner who's pregnant, you can literally make the argument that he killed that child. And you here you are, Peepaw and BMax, defending this shithead because you don't like parking tigers.
it's like y'all need to sort out your fucking priorities. Like I don't know these motherfuckers, but like that's some of the most pettiest shit I've ever heard. Like imagine defending someone, right, who did this just because you don't like the other guy. Like that is the most
I mean,
childish shit I've ever heard.
yeah, I mean, pedophiles are bad, but child killers, I mean, like they're pretty much on par, if not worse.
Like honestly, I really hope because see, I don't have the channel size to do this, so I'll say this. Hujin, I cannot wait for Slug to rip you a new arsehole. Like
Well, I mean, I don't think Hugin has enough steam to ago if he's using that fucking Batman account with Ruby in order to dox Hashish. He really had to call in the special forces of the doxing squad.
Yeah, he really did, bro. And it's like, dude, he's such a fucking prick. It's like, oh man, why is it that any time I try to cover someone, they've always done something super fucking like horrific, and it's like, then I'll be like, yeah, so this guy, yeah, child killer.
Yeah, that's the thing. He can't live this down at this point. Like, he spent so much time bitching and bemoaning of us having a laugh at something that was said in jest. Like, we had no
Yeah, we're
confirmation
not
yet.
laughing anymore.
Given how he doth protest too much about the whole thing, he literally added legitimacy to those claims from Slug until Hashish came out with the full fucking story. And then Slug backs up and was like, yep, this is exactly what I found, and I found even more. So, I mean, Hashish took, like, the fucking brunt of the bullet for Slug there.
Like,
Because if it was left to Slug to dox, Hugin, it wouldn't be that pretty, and for both parties involved.
I just think that it's like, what's this? Hold on, someone in chat said, oh, it's Tim again because I can't say fucking Zuku's fucking name.
It's Zukiro.
Zukiro, all right. I'm still gonna say Tim. Hujin, Maya,
Or
and
Zukiru. I don't know.
He said Hujin, Maya, and Ruby. Never seen the most dreadful trio ever. Well, you see, here's the thing, and I'm gonna word this very carefully. As much as I dislike Ruby, she is not as bad as fucking Hujin and Maya.
Well, I mean, she idolized a fucking false rape accuser.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, you know what? I take it back. They're all going to the boiler room of hell. I don't fucking care.
And I'm
now.
not talking about Maya. I'm talking about someone who was, like, roundly criticized back in the day in the commentary community. I don't know. Fuck, what is her name? I want to say Jinx, but I could be wrong. It was some person who was, like, using another person for, like, how should I put this?
You wouldn't be referencing
They were using
the Toby Turner shit?
not the Toby Turner shit. This is a woman who was falsely accusing a black man of rape, even though he gave her, like, a place to stay, money for her medicine and her treatments, and she lied about having cancer and shit like that, and she would just go out and party.
I know who you're talking about. I can't put a name to her. And Didi, I'll be calling him Zuki from now on.
Zuki. Yeah.
There we go. That's so much easier.
That was the person that Ruby supported. Like, even in the logs, the ones that I got, she also talks about her admiration for this piece of shit. And I'm like, no wonder why she believes Maya. No wonder why she sticks up with Steve, and no wonder why she's with fucking Hugin. She has, like, bad taste in people. She likes being around those kinds of fucking evil pieces of shit.
Yeah, like, I'll be real with y'all. I don't know what... I'm just saying this now in terms of, like, the channel. I don't know when my next fucking video will be out. Because it's like, I've been kind of teetering on how to approach this when it came out, which was yesterday. I was thinking of doing a fucking video on it, but I'm pretty sure if YouTube had their way, they would have fucking stapled my mouth shut with the subject matter. So this might be the last live/video for a while, because this took a lot out of me, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, I can deal with a lot of shit, but, like, religiously and personally, when it comes to children, especially if it causes a death, it's just like, that's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like the worst thing. Like, and what makes it worse is that the child wasn't even in this world yet. It's like, it didn't even have the chance to take its first steps.
That, and we don't even know, like, the full context. Was it actually Hugin's child, or did she, like, have a fling with someone else, and that's what brought on the wailing? I mean, there's just so many, like, fucking bits of pieces of information we don't know that leaves us up to wild speculation.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel. I feel angry, actually. No, I feel actually more than angry. It's more so like enraged. Because it's like, how can you fucking sit there? How dare you call out Sen, right? How dare you call him out when you've done this shit?
Hmm.
It's like, honestly,
And I mean, here's the thing: like, even if that was Sin in those logs, he's still the victim in that situation.
yeah. Yo, let's put it to chat real quick because I'm very curious about something now. So, chat, you've heard a lot about Hujin at the moment. You've heard about some of the shit he's done, some of the stuff that he's involved with. What would you do with Hujin? What fate would you submit him to? Because honestly, I'm very curious about that. Because you've heard myself and Gigi talking about it, but I'm very curious to what you guys, as like individuals, think. This is where my fucking comment section is gonna turn into fucking shit posts. I was gonna give them.
I don't know. I mean,
I'll give them a minute to answer.
I could think of a few myself, although they're all medieval.
Oh no, for me it would be Blood Eagle. Like straight up. That's it's an
Wait a
affront.
minute. What was the torture that the fucking Egyptians did to a person? They put him in like a burlap sack with a fucking monkey, a snake, and a fucking ferret or something,
The
and then
Romans
tossed him in
done
the
that
Nile.
too. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, that would be a fitting one. So, oh, fucking Oryx said a bear mauling.
He always says that.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Ever since he saw Cocaine Bear, he wants everyone to get that he hates to get mauled.
Okay. Well, no, I really like to get the chat's input on this. Like, I like talking to people, and I like getting their opinions on it because their opinions matter too. Because it's like this doesn't just affect like when I talk about this shit, it's not just going to affect me; it's going to affect everyone else too. Because like it's heavy shit. CE said I would throw him in a pit of lions and let them. Oh fuck me!
How about a tank of starving piranhas?
That would be over in seconds. No, but this is how people like look at this shit. Like Hujin, if you go over this shit, like look at what some of these people are saying. This is what they fucking think of you with this knowledge. It's like this is what real people think of you. Fucking Zuki said 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Seashell on a shore. I wouldn't trust a bitch named Maya Moore. Nice one, Zuki. But no, it's like this is what people think of you, bro. Look at this. I'd toss him in a braising bull, then a fucking wood chipper fee first. That was from Chad. And then fucking Dee said, if anyone gets triggered over Ruby, it should be 100% be me. Bitch has wanted to wear my skin forever. But again, as I said, Hujin, this is what fucking people think of you. Right here. This is how they feel about you. How can you sit here and don't even try and use that fallacy of, well, these are what the people that watch you think. It's like, Hujin, if you want, I can do a live stream where I'm downtown in my local town and I can give them your story, what you did, and I can ask
do
them.
that.
How about
Make
I do
that the
that?
next big thing of content. Like, do what fucking Technicals did to fucking Augie in his video.
Like, I can do that, and let me tell you now, the Irish people are not going to be lenient on you. Like, I promise you. Like, the minute they find out what you did, and especially because you're fucking English, too, keep in mind. Like, you'll be ripped apart. And word will travel quick, too, Hujin. Keep that in mind. The Irish Republic finds out about it. Guess who we're next door to?
Well, God may save the Queen, but he won't save your ass, Hugin. That's all I gotta say.
I just think it's disgusting that he, in my view, that he got away with it. I think that's disgusting. It's like, it's either that it was looked over, or he just somehow fucking got away with it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if he never served any time or didn't have to pay a penalty for the domestic abuse, like, it never got to the point where someone would call the police. They would rather settle it outside of, what is it, a criminal court, and did it in civil.
Yeah, but like, and that's kind of what's making me think it's like,
He got away with
yeah,
it.
but there's that, and there's a part of me that's like, I really hope, there's a part of me deep down that hopes that it's not true, right? There's a part of me that hopes that it's not. And the reason
Yeah,
why
because
is because the
yeah,
idea that he would cause that and then prance around the place like he's hot shit. It just it ugh.
he's got no remorse. I mean,
Yeah.
if that's the case, that's the worst case scenario. Is if this is all true, like, then he shows no remorse.
It's fucking, oh, it's woeful. Like imagine that. I don't even know. Like I fucking hope he stubs his toe every day. Like there's a lot that
I
I
mean,
want to say. You know me. There's a lot that I want to say, but because I'm on YouTube at the moment.
yeah, I get you. It's just like, and here's the thing: if this isn't even true in the slightest, then Hugin has done himself no favors for anyone to believe him. He's already shot himself in the foot like 50 times over at this point. He's already like put a bad taste in everyone's mouth, except for like the ones who are currently defending him, or at least a non-committal defense in Peepaw and D-Max's view of the world at this point.
No, it's just it's fucking disgusting because it's like I know two women in my life who went through it. And it's like the first person that I see and go through a miscarriage was my own mother, and the second person was my cousin. And I know the effects that it has on people. And it's
Yeah,
like it's
I
like
mean, I
hmm,
I mean, I've had a cousin who's had that happen to them as well, and my sister used to be married, and her husband was like a fucking jackass.
yeah, no, so
So
yeah.
I've dealt with like both ends of this fucking situation.
Yeah, it's like the fact that he just walks around nonchalantly talking about how good he is. It really fucking gets to me because it's like, oh, you know what? I could say so much about that, but let's get into another topic on it before we will dwell on this any longer than we have to. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the fact how already when this shit came out, he was already on Twitter disavowing everything.
hmm How he said it was like a fucking gay op and
Yeah, a
everything. That
gay
was his
op.
hope.
Like really? What like who like fucking get a hold of yourself, man. Like what the
This
fuck?
shit has been out there for 2 years.
It's been
Like, that's how old the Facebook post was from his ex-wife.
yeah,
It's two
two
years old.
fucking years old, and you're over here saying that it's a fucking gay op. Fucking grow up. Yeah, so like what? So your fucking wife comes out of the woodwork and just makes it up, time travels?
Again, it's the same stupid fucking bullshit. It's like the Maya's Terminator theory on how Jane hired a fucking hitman and stole the nanny's gun and sent it back like 6 months in time.
Oh yeah, fucking stupid shit, isn't it? It's like it's really fucking stupid. Like if you think of it, if you think about it for longer than like fucking 5 minutes, you really start to look at it and be like, this is so fucking stupid. Like, how the fuck does somebody, how can somebody go back in time and plant a gun or go back in time and make a fucking Facebook post? It's like, Hujin, like,
Yeah.
I've said it once and I'll say it again, you are the dumbest person I have ever seen in commentary. And that's a fucking loaded statement given the fact of how many dumb idiots there's been on this fucking platform.
hmm He's also now saying like most of the screenshots have been faked or doctored in some way.
Oh, Hujin, how are they? I really want to. I don't know. You know what? No, no, no. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. But like, I'm too angry. I'm too fucking upset. But like, why would anyone fake this about you? Okay, maybe it's time for a reality check. Hujin, nobody knows nor cares about who you are. Nobody gives a shit about you. No, you're not relevant. You're not a big superstar. You're not Keemstar. You're not Ethan Klein. You are none of these people. Get over your fucking self. No one is lying about you. Nobody wants to lie about you because the fact of the matter is that you're just a small man with an ego who peaked at his time with Salvo.
That is true.
That
I mean,
is the fucking truth.
here's the thing, like, for all the shit that Hugin's done, like, he really doesn't deserve much of the credit he gets. Because he's always just leached off of someone or had name recognition through another person who was bigger than himself.
Mm. Why do you and Sen get the fucking morons that you can make fun of and I get hit with this?
Well, I mean, we also have Hugin because he went at Sin, so
Oh no!
we're all in the same boat.
I've noticed a fucking trend here, right? Where it's like people will be like, "Oh, look at this idiot! Hey, you should make a video on him," and I'll be like, "Yeah, that looks like a fun idea." And then like fucking 5 videos and 2 live streams later, I'm sitting here like a chiseled veteran on D-Day, sitting in a fucking trench with a cigarette. I felt like fucking Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
I'm fucking sitting here. You all get to sit there being like, "Oh, look at this idiot." I'm over here. Yeah, he indirectly killed a child.
I have become Death, Destroyer of Worlds.
I have become fucking depression, the destroyer of my happiness and sanity. Watch, it's gonna happen again. Watch, we're gonna start laughing at someone, and I'm gonna end up making fucking a video on them and a few live streams. Next thing you know, yeah. So he ran over his grandma after someone said bet. It's gonna fucking happen, bro. Again, though.
He blamed it. He blamed it on Santa Claus, and it became a hit song.
Like again, though, I'll cover this shit because like this is the shit that nobody covers. This is the shit that nobody really fucking talks about, right? Because it's like,
yeah,
they don't want to talk about it, but I'll be the dude that does it because you all need to hear about this. Because if you didn't hear about it, you would assume that he's not as bad.
I mean, I'd say that they do want to talk about it. They just don't want to talk about it in the proper context, or at the very least, they don't want to get down into like deep thoughts of the nitty gritty that's being presented
You see
here.
what fucking Dee said? We activated Sim Killer's PTSD. Fucking shell shock. No, but it's like this shit needs to be covered. This shit needs to be said because if you don't talk about this or if you don't cover it, then Hujin will get away with it scot-free. It's like he'll frolic around the place and it will just be, hey, didn't he kill or indirectly kill a child? And then all of his fucking followers will say, oh no, that's just a rumor because not enough people fucking talked about it to make it like a relative thing to talk about. And I know why people try to avoid the subject too. It's because YouTube is very fucking retarded, and I'm saying that word. Fuck you, YouTube. They tend to go very retarded when it comes to certain topics, right? So it's like, you could sit there and talk about, how this person unalived a child. And then they'll see that as, oh, you're talking about sensitive topic. This needs to be shut down. It's like, no, I'm not I'm talking about something that a content creator caused. That's hardly a cause for fucking goose-stepping fucking Gestapo taking me out and shoot me in the back of the head.
That's not so much as like the Gestapo as it is the secret police in fucking Soviet Russia doing that. Like,
that's all
say
I'm
something out of line, they take you out.
Yeah, but that's all I'm asking for, YouTube. Just give me the fucking benefit of the doubt for once and get rid of Hujin. I'm not the fucking enemy here. I'm the messenger. Crucify me if you wish.
That's the thing. They think that... I don't know why D-Max or people are saying like, oh... this is we shouldn't be focusing on Hugin because Parking Tigers is a bigger piece of shit. And I'm like, what?
What? Did they actually say that?
No, that's like their whole mindset, but their entire argument boils down to and how they've acted in that 18-minute video of Peepaw's. The whole thing is that I don't know what's fueling this speculation. I don't know if it's because Parking Tigers made a deal with Hashish earlier, like a couple weeks ago, in order to prevent like his Discord server users from being like doxxed by his Hashish, so he could come on and talk shit or whatever.
Mm.
I don't know if that's what's fueling that kind of sentiment. But here's the thing: just because he made a deal with him one time, and then like it was in earnest to defend, like or protect his his follower base,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to me that he's like the ultimate bad guy when he's tried to be responsible around this shit.
I mean, yeah,
And like
absolutely.
all the other instances where there's like the Dove cult and everything, and how he's been pushing that around Dove and Milltown's Best, basically doxing people left and right.
Well,
Or
real quick, just to address something in chat, I'll say this much about Mr. fucking Peepaw and fucking Demax, whatever the fuck. I'll say this much.
D-Max.
They are just being incredibly dumb right now. I don't think that they would. I wholeheartedly believe that they would not be defending Hujin if they actually read the fine print, right? I feel like it
Yeah,
would be the complete opposite.
because I mean, here's what their little scapegoat was. It was Parking Tigers, but they had a second one. The one is like why they're justifying their arguments is because if you spread around the information or you draw attention to it, then you're no better than the doxer themselves because you're drawing a fucking spotlight on it. And that's what Parking Tigers did, and they're like, oh, he's worse. He's just as bad as Hashish, so he's not as bad as Hugin in our minds. It's
Mm,
basically the false equivalency argument, or, logical fallacy that they're using to make that argument.
uh,
Because I
uh,
mean, if that was the case, then like a story breaking on the news by quote unquote reputable people in three-piece suits, uh, where they talk about another situation completely devoid of Hugin that lines up exactly the same way, you know, are they just as bad as the people who brought the story to them because they were reporting on it? Like,
oh, fucking Oryx said, GG, it's not Milltown's best anymore, it's Millhouse's worst.
we just call them Milk Dud.
Oh, Milk Dud. Yeah, fucking Milk Dud. Oh, this stream is heavy. I don't know if I'll be ending this stream soon or not. It's just that there's a lot of heavy shit, and I'm really yearning for the. I just need to chill.
Yeah, I mean, Sen's probably gonna go over this later on tonight.
Yeah, so I'll say this much: when Sen goes over, I mean, you'll see Sen fucking pop off. Like I know that much because like Sen, I won't say that Sen's been looking for a reason because that's entirely not true. I feel like
He's
Sen has
just been
been.
waiting.
Yes, that's the exact word I'm looking for. He was waiting for the right moment, and you know what? I fucking respect him for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing you got to know about Sen is that he waits. He doesn't go actively looking for the shit. He waits for the moment to strike.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna finish up here because it's almost
All
two
right.
o'clock. So, any closing statements?
Hugin, if you did kill that child, be prepared because a lot of people will want to put their boot up your ass.
Yeah, I guess I'll finish off with by saying, if you associate with Hujin, I'm gonna give you a grace period of 2 weeks to disavow
I'd make
him.
it three, just
Three
in
weeks.
case, because you never know how they're gonna try and like go through their mental
Yeah.
processes to say like, yeah,
So I'll give you 3 weeks of a grace period to disavow and distance yourself from him. And if you haven't done that in that time, then we're gonna have serious issue. I will go after you. But if you choose to step away from him and realize that he's the scum of the earth and doesn't deserve a platform, then we'll talk. Not that it matters. I'm just a small channel, right? But yeah, that's been the stream. I hope you all, well, I say I hope you all enjoyed, but let's be honest, this has been like a fucking roller coaster. So, yeah, uh, subscribe? Like, I don't know how to end this. it's like, it's like, what do you say after all this?
It's like, you could just say, careful what you do next, Huge, and it will be covered.
That's true. Oh, better yet, actually, you know what? No, wait, don't subscribe. Hold on, don't press that button. Here's a better idea. Better fucking idea. Instead of doing that, make sure that people know what Hujin did. Don't subscribe. Just go and tell the world what Hujin did on Twitter, because the world won't give a shit. So, just, yeah, spread the word around, and just make sure that he doesn't get away with this. Well, yeah, I will see you all next time.